I don't think anyone would look at someone working 3 jobs just to get by and say that they were lazy. Nor do I think that they would look at Jeff Bezos and say he looks chronically stressed and exhausted. I do know plenty of people in 6-figure jobs who are chronically miserable because they won't allow themselves to rest. This idea of lazy is one that keeps a lot of people stuck. Either you are exhausted or you are lazy. Either you're getting it all done, which by the way is impossible, or you are lazy. But it ignores the fact that lazy is just not a thing. There's really only 3 reasons to use the word lazy. One is to shame someone into doing what you want them to do, so a mechanism of control. Now, this can be shaming another person because they're not prioritizing the same things, or maybe you just feel like they're being unfair, which they may be being unfair, or we use it to shame ourselves to motivate us into action. It's both controlling and it is at odds with what we know to be true about how shame interacts with behavior change anyways. The other reason is to give us a moral superiority. We may be exhausted, but at least we're better than other people. And the third and most problematic reason is to wash our hands of the responsibility of helping people who are legitimately struggling. It is ableist. If we deem someone as capable of doing something and they're not living up to our standards, whether or not we can see why they are struggling, if we say this is just a character flaw, this is just a you problem, we can wash our hands of helping them. It's why you still see a lot of people with mental health issues, neurodivergence, or other types of invisible chronic illnesses being labeled as lazy when really it's just they need different and better support. Now, someone might not be doing work because they are taking advantage of you, there is a power play, etc., but the word lazy is ableist, cruel, controlling, and lets you sit on a high horse while being miserable yourself. Ask yourself, who is benefiting from making you feel like unless you have given every fiber of your being to another company, another cause, etc., essentially squeezing every ounce of productivity and happiness out of you, who is benefiting from that? Because it's probably not you. Follow if you struggle with burnout. And sidebar, the irony is that when people work themselves to the point of burnout or full-blown anxiety, chronic illness, etc., then they're actually not able to do anything because they become the ones that are struggling, and then they are too shame-ridden to go get the rest and help they need.